but there's a lot going on here. Starting off with, we get the Fortress of Solitude, and this reveal was fucking awesome. I loved this. Like as soon as I just saw it, I was like, this is beautiful. This like it's overused, but this is cinema right here. I mean, it's
I
no
completely
other way to
agree. I
put it.
mean, when I saw the Forces of Solitude, that they built a set, taking a lot of inspirations from the Donner Superman, but in my opinion, it's the best looking Forces of Solitude in any live action Superman ever. I mean, I love the Donner, don't get me wrong, but this one really topped it. How much they spent on that budget on TV, then when it was shot on film and the way the lighting and how they did the
Oh yeah,
cinematography, it's
I
so
was going.
cinematic.
I mean, it's such a good like, especially like I bet you Ryan was just like, oh my god, the Force saw this whole episode feels like a mini Superman movie in a way
It does. It
because
does.
this is so like that's what I told Ryan. We told him last season. I said this season feels the most like a Superman movie. And
We
Ryan,
were
that's
getting
the
there.
first episode.
We were just slowly getting to that whole Superman mythos, and it was about Clark Kent doing Superman in training. Like he's about to begin the journey.
I think what I took away from the most of this episode is that the first four seasons very much felt like the high school years, and now like starting from this moment on, the high school stuff is done, and now like everything is going to
We
change,
start
and
getting more
that
into the Superman
yeah,
development.
that's what I took away from it, and I loved it for it. And can we just talk about how Jor-El is just like the hater to end all haters? Like he's just throwing like, you must become my heir or else I will take away everything you love. And I'm just like, what is this, like the third time, the fourth time that you've threatened your
He's
son
kind of
with
a
this?
bastard if you think about it. It's like, man,
Dude,
you're an
I
asshole to
mean, you
father.
kind of almost murdered Chloe and freezing her to death when she entered the fortress. Like Jesus Christ, Jarrell.
But it's kind of crazy though. Like they go home to get supplies, and then it is, and
And
then
they want to go to Poontown.
And then Clark's
they
gonna pull his dick out, and then all of a sudden they hear like a parent, oh my god, my parents are coming. Hey, we
what's
weren't
even
doing nothing. And then all of a sudden,
what's even crazier is that in the next episode, like Jonathan like he's ready to have the talk with Clark, and I'm just sitting there like, haven't you done this already? Like, what are we doing
No, but
here?
no, they never had the talk because he even mentioned like I never thought we need to have
when
that
he was
talk.
literally shooting out his laser cum, he literally should have had that conversation in season 2. Like literally, he's literally going,
And also, yeah, he even
oh,
mentioned that he never thought he needed to have the talk because he's not normal and he's superhuman, and there's many ways that can go wrong if you try to fucking go to town on someone that you can absolutely hurt someone
by the
like
way,
intentionally.
he's him and Lana are getting it on, okay? Oh wait, never mind, never mind. He lost his powers. Never mind, never mind.
Yeah, he lost his powers.
I was
His
gonna
powers
say,
are gone.
shouldn't he like? I was gonna say, shouldn't he like have heat vision coming out of his eyes, going oh, and fire on the wall? Like,
No,
what the hell?
but that was brought up on Togville earlier with the Alicia episode while they were making out and almost going to Poontown.
Really, I didn't see that one yet.
And like there's like, hey, would Clark be able to not be able to control himself when he gets horny and he shoots out his heat vision and he accidentally burns her alive?
See, that's my point. So like, haven't they crossed this bridge already?
This is why I don't like the idea of how he triggers his heat vision. I don't like that idea. I think that's ridiculous.
Now every time I watch Man of Steel, I'm like, he's getting a boner now. Like he's like when in Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, when he tells like, where is she? He's like, think about Lois Lane. Think about Lois Lane. Where is she?
He's getting a hard on.
Think about Lois Lane. Think about Lois Lane.
Does the whole Batman voice.
Look at Lex Luthor with a heart on. Lex Luthor should be terrified. Superman's looking at you. What's your dick hard, man? Like, I'll tell you where your mom is. Damn, what the fuck your dick hard,
there's a reason why he doesn't have the red trunks to hide his package.
The best part of this episode by a lot is the finale, where Clark confronts Lex, and Klex is pretty much over at this point.
You were watching us the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. What'd you promise them, Lex? Enough serum to last the rest of their lives?
You're being irrational.
And to do it, you put Lana and my family in danger.
Clark.
No! You want to test me? You want to see what I'm really made of? Do it yourself, you coward. Satisfied?
This whole
Yeah.
scene made it for me.
Oh, I love when Clark's like, "You want to test me? Do it yourself, you coward." And I was like, "Damn, dude, he ain't fucking around." Like, dude, like I'm gonna fucking like put my foot down and just like, let's just get this over with. And friendship is over.
Oh yeah, like he literally was like, "You, all this is everything that happened today is your fault. You let them
Yeah,
out. You
yeah,
literally did
you,
this just so you could hunt me. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Lex is the one that told them, like, look, he goes, I will let you. I will let you free, and I will give you this if you go look for Clark Kent and tell him you're going to kill his family." And he says,
yeah.
if you don't get you that. And he goes, okay. I apologize. I apologize for the April Fool's Day because we literally everybody on April Fool's thought that was legit. I had people message me like, "I'm so sorry, what happened about Smalltalk?" I'm like, "It's you guys know it's April fucking Fool's, right? You know it's
I
April
forgot
1st.
you
That
uploaded.
clip was
I forgot
dropped."
you uploaded that.
Like everybody was messaging me. Like, I'm so sorry you and Ryan and them had a fight. I'm like, it's April 1st, guys. It's April fucking 1st.
These are the jokes, kid.
Do y'all not know what today is? I'm like, legit was like, are y'all fucking stupid or something? Like what?
Colin's walking through social media like the Geico camel. Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Everybody was messaging. I had to tell them, I had people message me directly going, "I'm so sorry what happened with Ryan. Fuck Ryan." And I'm like, no, don't. It's not real. Dude, it's
they
April
actually
fucking
they
1st.
actually bought into it.
I had 2 people say fuck Ryan. And I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
Fuck
Do
Ryan. He said,
do I know these people?
you know one of them. I'm just like, you can guess who that one is. I'm talking about one of them.
Yeah, I've got an idea. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? It's a joke, guys. It is a joke.
It's a goof, guys. It's a goddamn goof.
And then when Ryan's like, I love it in the next episode, we never said nothing. There's no April Fool. It just ends with Ryan go, well, I'm Ryan, whatever. And then just ends. And then the next one goes, can you say April Fool? This is Smalltalk, y'all. And I'm just like,
I mean, I've watched enough pro wrestling in my life to not break kayfabe. I mean, like don't give up the ghost until it has been given up. But I apologize as well to those who were
bought the joke, who actually believed it. By the way, y'all want some jelly beans? These are magic jelly beans because y'all are fucking gullible.
Would you like to see my beanstalk in my backyard? But on that note,
Do you want to take the red pill so you can know the truth? My first exposure to him as an actor at the time during this television run was Smallville, and playing an Aquaman character that I never thought he would be able to debut in a live action form on television. I thought he was really good, but he also was in another show called Blue Mountain State, which if you haven't seen it, that show is fucking hilarious. He's the same. He's literally the Stifler figure. He's literally like Stifler. If you really
he has
watch
an Oreo up his ass.
Yeah,
and
he
runs
Oreo
down
up
the
his
court
ass.
with it, and then he eats the Oreo out of his ass.
Yeah, he did. That dude, if you have not watched Blue Mountain State, that show is fucking hilarious. That's so criminally underrated show.
They made a movie too to wrap the whole story. Now there's a sequel series that they're making with Blue Mountain
I've heard
State.
about that. I've heard
and
about
I'm just
that too.
like, Alan Taylor is so successful now. Why the fuck would you go back to that character? It's so fucking crazy.
he loves that character so much, and he also played another DC character, Hawk from Titans. Hawk from Titans. So yeah, he played 2 major DC characters, and there's been word going around that they've been constantly asking him, is he going to be the next Batman in James Gunn's DCU? Which I don't think he will, but I don't think he would be a bad fit. But I highly doubt that he'll get the role.
Also, he provided the voice for Raphael in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that Michael Bay.
You had to mention that.
Yeah, that Michael Bay produced the first 2 movies.
You had to
I
mention that
remember
movie. Come on, man. Yeah, so we were all like, look, Blue Mountain State was the least of his like problem. Then you had to go. Oh, also, he was in that movie too.
I mean, he
Like,
was also in Fred the Show, if anyone out there from early YouTube history remembers Fred.
okay, let's go back to Ninja Turtles. Okay, all right, so let's.
Had to
Hey, you
balance
know
it
what?
out
Let's.
somehow.
This episode, me and Matt, I think. Look, I was with you on this episode until I watched it. I was like, literally, oh, it's a great episode. Oh, come on, and I was like, fuck, Matt. Okay, now I kind of side with
No,
Matt.
yeah, because I thought this is the fucking terrible. This is the weakest
a
episode of this
terrible
season.
episode.
A
This is a
fucking
terrible
pointless fucking filler that we didn't need to have. The only thing that was important was fucking Chloe getting a job at the Daily Planet and work from the ground up, and we got Carrie Fisher as a guest, Princess Leia, which I never thought she would be in a TV show. I mean, who would have
I
thought?
did.
But it was cool. But it was great seeing Carrie Fisher. That was the only highlights of the episode. But other than that, like, why did we have this? It was kind
Because
of
they had they need the Halloween.
they need another
special.
Halloween special. They want to have another sexy characters, especially Lana. First the witch stuff, and now we got the fucking vampire.
I will defend the witch all day. The vampire.
The witch stuff is not bad. I will say it's a better episode, but this one, the vampires was just utterly pointless.
I look. I was watching this earlier in the living room, and I was at my mom's house watching this, and my mom walked by and said, "This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen." Stupidest shit I've ever. And she's seen this episode before because I was a kid. I watched Smallville, and so she goes, "This is the stupidest shit ever." Like, yeah. And like literally, like there's a scene, okay, when she's like this, she goes, whenever like she goes, "You can't die," and she goes, "Cool," and then you see her face. She's like, like so, like so, like.
It was like, this was a ripoff from Buffy, but it was also a ripoff from The Lost Boys.
I know the Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. If you really think that was
Boys.
literally the female of The Lost Boys.
Like, look, this is what I had.
I literally thought they were gonna play "Cry Little Sister" soundtrack from the movie.
And so they play "I Don't."
That would actually I thought the "Cry Little Sister" would have been better played in this episode. I guess they just couldn't get the rights to it.
When Clark is in like the room, like when he leaves like the lecture hall and he's like in the room and he sees Lex there. I loved that scene. So
you're seeing the whole room where he's just getting into this memory lane and this torture that Lex knows about his secret and he could stop an alien from another planet. Yeah, that scene was pretty good. Then you see the kryptonite fucking fog shower that you saw in season 3 with Chloe getting infected by the fog shower of kryptonite. Yeah. A little bit of a callback into that episode.
Awesome. I loved the whole Lex and Lana team up thing. Like how like Lex, even though him and Clark are at odds right now, he's trying to help Clark because he's like, I never gave you anything. And then I like how he shows Lana the ship, and everybody, it seems like it's a running gag when everybody touches the ship. They're like, it's smooth. Yeah.
She was touching the ship after Lex revealed it. But also in the beginning, there's like, did you really think that that Lex sent that silver kryptonite rock in the beginning? Because it said like it came from Lex. Like, did you really believe it at first? Even though we know that was Melton Fine the whole time.
I mean, in canon, Lex and his team have been working on that ship for months now, so clearly they must have made some headway on it, so it's not impossible.
Yeah.
The clip of Kevin Owens saying, "Liar! He's a liar!
You are a disgusting liar with no integrity!"
In regards to Milton Fine.
Or add the clip from My Cousin Vinny. Everything he says is bullshit.
I'll do both.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
And now for something completely different.
But
this bullshit. It's not true, Lisa. It's bullshit.
I did not hear that. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hear that. I did not.
Hi,
Lex. Imagine if Brainiac was Tommy Wiseau from The Room. I'm gonna kill you, Clark. Clark, you're dead. I tried to send you a rock and it did not work, Clark.
And Brainiac will be like, anyway, Clark, how's your sex life?
I'm fed up with this world, but
everybody betray me. I'm fed up with this world.
But on that note, this might be my favorite episode of the season. Let's give it a minute.
It's just like it's just Brainiac.
we get
Imagine when he
totally.
gets impaled at the
That
end
would
of the
be funny if
episode.
Tommy Wiseau was fucking Brainiac in this show. Just imagine.
I mean, he was the Joker. Have you seen that video?
I have.
Imagine he gets impaled though, and then he just looks out at Kal-El and goes, "I am dead now. I am dead."
He's like, God, like, clock, forgive me.
How's
But,
your sex life? Just like-
Well, on that note, this
The only thing that was stupid was whenever Brainiac goes flying. Like
Yeah, when he was flying through the mid-ear, and the
he
horse
turns
was like,
his head like, what?
like you don't hear this voice. He's like, open his mouth, like,
the only thing that was missing, was the jazz scream from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like
Oh my God, Ryan, play that clip and then add the jazz music. Like,
Mark is like Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, when he just throws jazz out the fucking window a lot of these episodes.
Yeah, put that clip in there. The Brainiac going flying, but then all of a sudden, like jazz from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air going. That was so funny. But yeah, I always thought that was so funny though. And I was like, when she shaves her fucking head, that creeps me the fuck out. She looked like that. Have you ever seen the movie The Witches? That came out like in the 80s.
I don't think I have.
There's a scene in The Witches where the women take off all their wigs to reveal that they're witches because they're bald, because witches don't have hair. And that reminded me of that shit right there, especially with our blue fucking eyes. I'm like, that creeps me the hell out. I'm like,
I mean, dude, she is literally obsessed with Lex.
She looked also like that.
She's ready to get down on her knees, and she wants to fucking be like him. She wants to be the Mrs. Luthor, shaving her head to match.
By the way, they're cult members. They're not campaign people. They're cult members.
No, they are. They're literally cult members.
Especially she's the leader of them because they literally assault Jonathan Kent. Then on top of that, she kills them because like they're kind of like, I don't know if we should do this anymore. We should turn
because they're willing to turn themselves in.
She just goes pow pow.
He takes her fucking pistol and just shoots both of them. Guns
By the
them
way,
down.
if there's gunshot, I'm not gonna. All right, I had an issue with this. Okay, this is not even my notes. I just realized when after I said that she fires a gun in a university.
So prolonging this bullshit secret to Lana. Like if you're not gonna tell her, then she's not the one. And there's a scene in that with Martha and Clark talking about his love life, lying about his secret and blah blah blah. Like, and she was like, maybe she's not the one for you. And he just sits there like, I can't imagine love anyone else. And Lois just conveniently shows up out of the blue. like they're trying to fucking keep us in the suspense with their love.
You know what?
Love story.
This one just felt tedious. I would watch the vampire one 1,000 times more than this one.
What?
Isn't it because
you're fucking high, Ryan? You're fucking high. I would not watch the vampire one. This one's more cohesive of a story.
I am as sober as a priest on Sunday, and I would rather watch the vampire one than this again.
Ryan, you're going to eat your words for saying that.
I just think that Clark is so worried about having sex with Lana with his powers, and in the heat of moment, he might either one, smush her, or two, he might like incinerate her with a feet vision because he's horny.
So like the whole thing in Twilight where Edward is made of solid stone and Bella is a human. So
I feel like this is the writer.
Can you just imagine the boy style of the body count? Imagine that style if they get it on.
It's literally like I really wish they would just shit and get off the pot of this already because, like Lana, honestly, I do agree with Ryan. Lana should have left the show because there's nothing going for her on the show.
Yeah, and they kept and originally they should have written her out of the show in season 3, except that they had to make it excuses to keep her on the show. I don't know how many years in her contract was, but since season 4, that was kind of stupid with the whole witch arc thing. That was kind of dumb. Like they had to find something. It was a full of plot holes.
Kristen Kroik is very talented. But
she's very talented. I love her to death. She's a very down to earth. Not shitting on her. I blame the writing of her character. That's what I blame her.
Yeah, just like Chloe. Chloe got better for the season.
Oh yeah, she did. She literally got better after season 4.
Chloe is the sidekick.
She's the Oracle. She's Oracle from like Batman style.
Yeah. what
I'm
Matt
getting
said.
so
Exactly.
tired of just Lana. I'm just like Lana.
Like we're getting tired with this love drama with
They
Lana.
really should just. They literally should just write her out the show. They should just let her. I'm gonna go get on the bus, Clark. Bye.
Yeah, just leave Smallville. Like, please go. Your drama is really.
I
Just,
kind of wish Pete Whitney would have stayed and Lana would have went in season 1.
no, yeah, I wish that Pete would have stayed on. Yeah, we wish that Pete
No,
would
I'm
stay.
saying Whitney, her
Oh,
boyfriend.
Whitney?
I wish. Yes.
I would have rather had Pete.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it would have felt. I mean, I would have. It would have been interesting if he would stay on the show longer. And I don't know how the
They would
direction
have had a
would
love
gone.
interest for Lana for Clark unless they went the Whitney route.
Dude, they would have
That show-
continued that love triangle thing. They would have continued to do that if Whitney stayed
I
on the
guarantee.
show.
You know what? You know what they would have done? They would have literally, if Lana would have left the show and Whitney would have stayed, they probably would have just got him. Like Chloe would have been like the one to like, oh, him feelings for Chloe. Or it'd be like they'd reverse it and be like, will they, won't they with Chloe and
This was a very very subpar episode, especially after like the 3 just bangers that we got last week. But
I know it's like eating fine dinner and then you get beer and pizza on this one.
No, it's like having a fucking cheeseburger, except that you're wiping out someone's ass cheeks in a dipping ass cheeks, and then and that's what you get a meal in the day, or someone spits in your, or someone you go into the fucking restaurant and fucking have fucking spit in your food, and like this is not the order I want.
So KFC then. He tried to change fate, but he could only. Okay, Ryan, take a minute.
yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking sad and devastating. Yeah, they really went there.
Just wait till they get to the funeral.
Like every time I watch that episode, I fucking cry like a bitch. Like I was in complete tears. Not gonna lie, it gets me every time. Oh yeah, this is like a parallel where she couldn't get that necklace, her pearls, on, and when Jonathan did it for her, and now she couldn't do it herself, so Clark did it. A little interesting parallel.
All those things I can do, all those powers, and I couldn't even save him.
That's the one. But they wanted this to be more devastating with Jonathan's death, be much more of an impact. Because let's be honest, with Lana, not really much of a loss for us as fans. Like, yeah, we kind of were hoping that she dies at some point, but then it wouldn't be that devastating. That song was a great song choice. Now this one, they definitely use real like snow machines as they're shooting the funeral. Like that one's not CGI snowflakes. Yeah, this ending of the episode really just took a lot of time to breathe and let it all sink in. Like, damn.
We're back in the traditional format. It's Small Talk episode 38. It's my birthday, and wow, we lost a main character, and the drop in quality has been steep and swift, let's just say, and not Taylor Swift. I'm 130, your co-host. My name is Ryan Cam, joined by a button, it looks like, from 3D Movie Cinema. Rorschach?
Who watches The Watchmen?
Help myself to some beans. Hope you don't mind.
No, I got this like I was at Free Comic Book Day the other day on May 4th, and I got this like for like 99 cents.
Was that supposed to be the comic book where they're showing Superman like crossing paths with Watchmen? Comic book run?
Yeah, the Doomsday. That's why the Superman.
Yeah, the Doomsday, because that's supposed to be like the Doomsday clock, and you see the 12 minutes to midnight before the nuclear holocaust.
I have not read it because out of respect for Alan Moore, because he said Watchmen is one book and that's it. There's no sequel. It's one book. I have seen the HBO show and I like it, but I always respect that I will not read anything else because that's regarded to me as fan fiction. Because Alan Moore has said there's no more sequel. There's nothing. It's just one book, and so I will not read it or nothing. But I do like that. If I see like a Watchmen T-shirt with this on, that's cool. I thought that's cool. I mean, it's just the Watchmen clock, but Yeah, I also have the smiley face too. The smiley face from Watchmen with the blood going down it, like
Yeah,
when
on
he had
the comedian's pin.
Yeah, I love Watchmen. That's one of my favorite novels. But anyway, I am so glad to be here tonight. Really excited. I cannot wait to get into this. And I just want to say, Ryan, my condolences, buddy. I know this is like tough for you right now and everything, and this is on a serious note. That I'm glad that you did this because I asked you, if you wanted to do this, and I know you had, and I'm so sorry, and my heart goes out to you, buddy, and everything. And I know we like to fuck around all this stuff all the time and everything, but like, I really am glad that you come on today and everything because I mean I know this is probably I was expecting you not to want to do this week and I would have totally understood, but I just want to say Ryan, I'm grateful for you to be here, buddy, and my heart goes out to your family.
Well, thank you very much for that. In case anyone didn't hear the news, my grandma passed away this past Monday. We're filming this on Thursday the 9th. She passed away on Monday, May the 6th. Um, I put it out on social media in various places. You all sent the nicest messages, publicly and privately. If there was a way to get to me, you got to me, and I really do appreciate it all very much. Um, it hurts because I was very close to her. She had Alzheimer's for like the last 3 years of her life, and she had heart disease. I hated seeing her like that, and so I don't want to sound cruel or anything, but like I prayed for a day like Monday and it happened. So not because I wanted her gone, but because I wanted her suffering to be over. And it was. And now she is with the angels, as that's what I've been saying to everybody. And as far as like doing this, I mean, there wouldn't be anything I would rather be doing because in the words of Pink Floyd from the Wall album, the show must go on. So
I,
there's nothing else that I would rather do. Matt feels very left out right now. So Matt, how are you?
No, you don't have to apologize because yeah, I commented on your social media posts. I know exactly what you're going through because I lost my grandma last year, and I know I brought that up last time when we were covering the first season of Smallville. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear from your loss. I bet she lived a long life. My grandma lived a long life, and hey, time goes on, and I feel sorry for you, dude. And I'm glad that you were able to come on today, dude.
Yeah, it's a thing where it really like because this first episode especially touches on because we just literally this is the first episode after Jonathan's death, and so Jacob was like DMing me as like it deals with grief pretty heavily, and it does. But prepping for this show and doing like YouTube stuff and going to work, it really helped me refocus and keep on the straight and narrow path and all of that. So thanks to you guys for all of your kind messages. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me. It was really, really very kind. I didn't know how many friends I had in this space until this past week. So I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. But one more thing before we do dive into talking about season 5 episodes 13, 14, and 15, we got the first image of David Cornsweet as I almost said Batman.
As Batman, really? I did not know that. Holy shit, he's Batman? I thought he was Superman. That shit blew my mind. James Gunn is a
That's
master
the
of
biggest
trickery.
twist.
He
Superman.
was making a Batman movie this whole time. We thought it was Superman. He's like, watch this, bitches. It's Batman. And he's like, yeah, you thought I was Superman? Nah, man, I'm Batman. And like,
Not.
Nicholas Holt Superman.
Clark Kent drops out of the rest of the semester at Metropolis High to help Martha on the farm. He can do both, but let's. He misses Jonathan and has not superseded the loss of his foster father. Martha offers Jonathan's watch to Clark, but he refuses. Martha goes to Metropolis to donate Jonathan's belongings to a mission, and she is assaulted by two low-life criminals. However, she is rescued by a masked and powerful vigilante, Batman. No, not him. Uh, Clark feels guilty about.
Batman's in his show?
Yeah, a Batwoman, but we'll cross that. They decide to find the Angel of Vengeance, and when they meet her, she discloses her identity of Chloe's klutzy colleague, Andrea Rojas, and tells that she became powerful 6 months ago after a heart transplantation of a donation that was hit by of a donate that was hit by the meteor shower. Yeah. Her her mother her mo her mother and she were attacked by a mugger who killed her mother while Andrea survived, thirsty of revenge against the killer of her mother. Clark joins.
Are you okay?
Clark
I mean, this is like reading. It's like this sounds even stupider than what the episode is.
Clark joins
This sounds
Andrea.
really cool.
Clark joins Andrea, but with a different viewpoint of justice, since Andrea believes in killing criminals who have gotten away with murder through legal technicalities, whereas Clark still believes in the court system despite it not working most of the time. Meanwhile, Lionel tries to take the Luthor core from Lex, but he is blackmailed and gives up his intention. So,
I never seen that shit before.
Reckoning was amazing. This was the complete opposite of that. Where do we
It's like
even
this
start?
is a clutterfuck of an episode right here. Like you were describing this, and I'm like, if I'm the showrunner, I'm like, all right, you guys got to rework this fucking script because
This episode was terrible. Where would you like to start?
Oh, a girl has a fucking. There's a ghost in this fucking episode, and it's Helen. Somehow the fucking lightning Joe fucking lightning struck in her fucking where her fucking body was in the fucking goddamn wall all these goddamn years.
there's
And the
so many
spirit just
coincidences,
suddenly.
Matt. There's so many coincidences in this fucking episode.
And
I
also,
was like,
the only
oh,
thing that would work, but the only thing that would work is wearing a kryptonite fucking bracelet on her fucking wrist, on her corpse. Oh yeah, that's what jolted of her like ghost possession on Chloe. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Matt, what's the quote from the pitch meeting?
Oh, it's gonna be super easily, barely inconvenience.
There it is. That's the story.
Somehow, out of no, after all these goddamn years that that spirit waited to jolt her spirit coming out of the goddamn wall.
how
Was the
many
fucking lightning struck.
storms were in that happened? It's in Kansas, by the way. It's a fucking Kansas.
How the fuck?
Yes, they had that weather until today.
Yeah, let's have some excuses to explain about Chloe's like diagnosis of her psychosis from her mom, because they try to find some horrible excuses to find more about Chloe's backstory, about her hereditary from her mom being like psychotic, whatever, psychotic break.
Cyborg is now canon, and he was the best part of the episode for me personally. Shout out to Lee Thompson Young, who did a great job in the role.
R.I.P. Lee Thompson Young.
Yeah, R.I.P. to that guy. My first like introduction was he was on a Disney Channel hit with the famous Jet Jackson, which I grew up loving that show, and I thought he was fantastic.
And you know what? It sucks that he took his own life because.
Oh yeah, dude, it was so horrible. I couldn't believe that happened. He was so young. He should have done so much more, especially on television shows. The last role I think I could remember correctly.
The last thing I saw him on.
The last thing I saw him was it made a guest star on the Terminator show, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. He played a detective in that show.
Yeah, he was also Chris Comer in the Peter Berg movie Friday Night Lights, not the TV show. So
He's also in The Hills Have Eyes Part 2.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember.
Which has a total IMDb score of 5.1. So I can't wait to watch that later.
I like that. Well, look, I like the remake. The 2006 remake is 10 times better. But I like the sequel. Wes Craven made
honestly, I didn't watch the original Hills Have Eyes, so I've only watched the remake of the film, which I thought it was a better movie.
Well, what it is the Alexandria, the guy who made High Tensions, and Wes Craven chose him personally to remake the movie. He did a great job. You know, even Wes Craven said he did a much better job than I did in the original film.
On the other side of the coin, we get more Klana bullshit. Yeah.
And there was much rejoicing.
Oh my God. That's what I fucking hate about this episode. Another Kwana bullshit relationship drama
The
that I didn't
thing,
need. I love the Lex him searching for Melton Fine and
yeah,
him like teaming up with him. That was the best part about it. Him just now forming his BS story that he is part of this whole government or organization op from extraterrestrial threat to gain Lex's trust. I love that part of the episode. But the fucking hypnosis thing, hypnotizing Clark and trying to derail a relationship that Lex is responsible for, that was stupid. That was a ridiculous
I thought
plot
it was
I've ever
okay.
seen.
I
Like,
thought it
come
was.
on, dude, really?
I thought like I actually enjoyed that more than the Flatliners ripoff
We'll
or
we'll
the
get
Carrie
to
ripoff.
we'll get to Vor,
We'll burn that bridge when we get there.
but but I just yeah, the Klana is done. Me in the future clip Me in the future play a clip of Celebration by Kool and the Gang to celebrate the death of this 5.5 year relationship that is more off and on than a light switch. But
I That was interesting that they played the All American Rejects Dirty Little Secret in the beginning while Clark was
I
making out with that blonde chick.
I loved that. That hit me right in the nostalgia part of my brain.
That
That's
was
my
so
favorite
on the
song.
nose and from that scene. Lois just comes up to him like, "What the hell is going on?"
One
Oh
of
yeah,
my
this is Simone, my girlfriend. What?
It's one of my
How does that
favorite
make any
songs ever.
sense?
One of my favorite songs ever with one of my favorite music videos ever, where it's people hiding behind these signs with like the weird stuff that they're into. Like one person pees in the sink. One is comes from a rich family but steals something every day. It's like I don't know why. I watch that video like twice a week.
So
Like
many times.
yeah, so many times. It's
Oh God, I remember that video came on Fuse on the Fuse channel. It came on a lot of these punk rock music in the mid 2000s, and I did go see the All American Rejects in concert, so that was a fun little bit of nostalgia.
All American Rejects. You need to come back to Florida so that I can go.
You can
But
do it when they had their near-death
Like,
experience of what
wouldn't it
they
have made
will
it
be
more?
one day.
I
And
know
also,
this
it
is
was such a dark scene when he's meeting his mom again and what he experienced
that
before
was
his
good. That was
that was
good.
really happened. And he
Yeah,
said, now the path that you're taking is going to be a lot worse than you can ever imagine. And you're going to go into a darker place and you're going to be murdering a lot of people. And that was such a great
Savior.
foreshadowing. And then with Clark meeting his father for the first time, a long time, reuniting with his dad in an afterlife. Oh my God, I love that. And he was just telling him how guilty it was that he was responsible for what happened to him. But no, he was like, "Hey, I'm proud of what happened, and I'm glad I died protecting you. Lionel knows your secret; he knows everything. But you need to keep the whole world safe, and you will become the Earth's savior." That was like fucking touching moment. I don't fucking care. I love that scene so much.
I do too.
within
Like with Lex.
within certain corners of the fandom, people like to make fun of the whole "you will become an ideal for them to strive for Kal-El," like Russell Crowe's speech at the beginning of Man of Steel. John Schneider literally gives a same version of that
Well,
same.
this was before. Well, to be fair, this was before Man of Steel, so they kind of
No,
took that from Smallville.
This
I
is like
under
2005. This is Man of Steel 2013.
I understand that, but a
7 years
similar
later.
version of that speech in this show, 7 years before Man of Steel came out. So, like, what are we even doing here? You're making fun of like what Russell Crowe's acting. Like, I don't know. It's
Did you really think that that was the same guy in the office before you see the reveal at the end? Did you really think that was him?
yes, it was definitely him. Like they tried to make like Lex out to be like
Because the timing was a little, the timing itself was very off.
kind of teased it like maybe it's Lex. I'm like, yes, because Lex would certainly do something like this. And let's be clear, Lionel has done bad things to Lex in this show. The brain stuff, the putting him in an asylum thing, like that has been well documented. But Lex would never do something like this. I mean, like
I mean, he already seen Lionel suffer a lot, especially going to prison and losing everything from Luther Corp, and then having him work to Luther Corp, and then having Lionel try to take Luther Corp from him from that Apex takeover from that incident. And then he completely failed. It's like seeing him fail, retribution was enough.
You know, this villain, I
They
don't know
just
if
stole.
you guys.
They only just stole the name.
Basically, the Invisible Man. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the Invisible
Again,
Man,
we
but
have
he's
an
a meteor.
Invisible Man villain.
But
What
he's
the
a
fuck, Smalley?
but he's
We
a
already
meteor
did this
freak.
shit
He's
in
a
season
meteor
one.
freak.
Just saying, why do we keep going back to invisible? Yeah, invisibility is not like people say it is a movie. When you walk around and do this, if he's sitting there going, "Hey, there's somebody right there. He's breathing. He's breathing, everyone."
If you feel something's breathing on you.
Like seriously, there is a scene in the episode where part of pulling out the logic in this. Whenever he makes a noise, Lex shoots his fucking ass. Because I'm like, no fucking shit, that would happen. That is what happens. You're an invisible. You are not silent. You are invisible. Okay? If you fart, they're gonna hear the fart. It doesn't make your ass silent too.
like
Sorry.
imagine if you're the cop, like, where is he? Like, where is to the
Achoo!
Yeah, what if you sneeze? Yeah, but what if you sneeze accidentally and then boom, you're dead? And also, like one little negative, I don't know if it's not really a negative, but come on, Lex keeps a fucking 9mm silence suppressor in a fucking hospital bedroom. That's allowed?
He probably has it up his ass, okay? Because that's what you do. A billionaire's, you keep a 9mm up your ass. That way, if they knock you out, you pull. It's like, I got an ass gun. Watch this.
Kneel before Zod!
We've got a Zod sighting, folks, or well, not quite, but we're getting there. But yeah, this episode was very good. It was kind of odd seeing kind of dark Jonathan almost, but that was just pretty much a ruse. It was a little culture shock to be like like John Schneider evil. That makes no sense to me. But again, it was
Yeah,
a
but
disguise.
one question, like, did you really believe that was Jonathan in the cemetery in the graveyard with Clark, telling him that he needs to kill Lionel Luthor in order to save the world? Did you really believe that was actually Jonathan Kent? Oh, dude, this shot. Oh, here it comes. Now, what's happening right now? Where's Clark? Dun dun dun. Yep, he's in the Phantom Zone. Dude, that shot looked so cool. So cinematic right there. The way they did the effects, oh, that's like a movie level budget.
I saw that when I first saw that.
That's in that sequence, so much of a Donner Superman style of the Phantom Zone. This left on a big cliffhanger.
I was so blown away because I'm like, oh my god.
To be continued. Out.
I didn't see that.